Hello guys, and welcome to today's video. I know I haven't been doing a lot of video recently. That's mainly because I just got a new job, which means my time is kind of like up in the air at the moment. I don't really have that solid of a time to do my streams, to do my videos, but now everything is starting to calm down. I'm getting used to it, so now I can kind of like upload more often, shall I say. Got a few videos that are kind of like being pushed back due to the fact I wasn't able to upload as much as I wanted to, but hopefully everything will come out this week, or if not later in the week. So starting for today's video is gonna be about the Stasis build that I've been trying to actually get out. It's a Warlock Stasis build. It's pretty much implementing the grenade spam for the new, well, technically not new anymore, the Blink Watcher. So let's just get into the video, so I'm not rambling on, and hopefully you guys enjoy. Okay, so like I said, the aim of this is to essentially spam my grenades as much as possible, at the same time making use of the Blink Watcher. It's pretty much like a turret that shoots the Warlock grenades like non-stop. Like it will track target nearby. Sometimes it does work to your disadvantage, but it's more often more advantageous than not. So using the code snap / the Blink Watchers, I don't even think you actually have to use the code snap. I just use it because that's my favorite grenade on the Warlock. And what I usually do is I'll use my Whisper of Torment so that I gain more grenade energy each time I take damage from a target, because I'm mainly using this build for either like a raid or a GM, mainly for a GM because I like to run everything else for raids. Then I'm also going to use the Whisper of Chains while you're near a target frozen and or a friendly status crystal. You take reduced damage. Again, mainly because GM, I'm trying to minimize as much damage as possible. I'm also going to use the Whisper of Shard, which is shattering my status crystal to temporarily boost my grenade recharge rate. Again, actually, the whole point, the whole theme of this is try and get my grenade as often as possible. So I'm also going to use my Ice Flare Bolt, which will allow me to essentially spawn Seeker that tracks all the targets and freeze them. So the aim is essentially the turret will freeze the target, I'll kill that target, and it will essentially track to the next target, and so on and so forth, allowing me to essentially be a one-man ad control. On top of that, it gives you a nice resilience and recovery, which is a win-win in my books, because if you check without it, I lose like 10 on both, but with it I gain like my 100 resilience and 66 recovery. So with this build, the exotic I'm mainly going to be using is the Brow. You could always use Necessary Sin. I kind of like tried both to see what works best, but the Brow works mainly like really good with this, because then it doesn't matter what element I need to use for the GM, because as long as my kinetic is in the energy slot, because I'm going to use my kinetic more often than any other weapon, I can gain that grenade energy. Plus, on top of that, the Brow focus just on grenade, while the Nazareth Saint focuses on all ability in general. So no matter what GM I'm doing, if I need arc, I can switch to my Nation of Beasts, for example, and it will still work the same way without anything changing at all. So like I said, it's mainly a GM build. So on my arm you'll see my unstoppable hand cannon or my anti-barrier sniper. Again, if I need to change it, for example, if I want to rock my Death Adder, for example, if I want to rock that for overload, this build will still work, since the Brow only prioritizes using my energy slot, my energy weapon, to get kills to essentially gain grenade energy. Start wise, you only need 100 discipline. Having 100 resilience was just luck on my part. If I had a choice, I'll probably mainly go for 100 recovery so that I can get my rift more often, and recovery is a lot more useful than resilience in terms of a GM, because to be honest, you can't really tank anything. It means I won't get one shot by things, but I can't tank more than one shot. While recovery, I can back away and essentially recover, if you get what I mean. So apart from that, we're gonna go from the bottom this time. I'm using on my mark my firepower, which is essentially while I'm charged with light, which will be easy to get since in a GM everything gives you that. My teammates using their supers, my teammates using their abilities, my teammates getting kills with their weapons, me getting killed with my weapon, because everyone used masterwork weapons these days. I will get charged with light since I am rocking my taking charge. So firepower essentially allows me to gain a portion of my grenade energy back when I throw a grenade, which again, the whole point of the build is to throw a grenade non-stop, which means I will always gain half, like some of my grenade energy back. I don't want to say half, I'll say it's more like 1/3 ish, but due to my insane regen anyway, I will keep chucking it and I will keep gaining some energy back. I'm also using 2 bombers because I can just use my rift, which will give me, that actually does give me half of my energy back. So with firepower and bombers, I'll gain at least 3/4 of my energy back, and my regen will essentially do the rest. And while the turret is out anyway, by the time that turret goes away, I would gain another one. That's the whole point. I'm using stacks on stacks mainly because it will just make it easier for me to have charge you lights stacked up, because by picking up just 1 orbs I will gain 2 stacks, just doubles down on it. Taking charge, like I said, because then I can just pick up orbs of lights. Taking charge is the easiest way to get charge of lights without having to do much, since orbs are always available. Break shield, depending on the GM I'm doing, depending on the shield I'm facing, I just have to switch my weapons, and break shield is an easy way to also gain my charge with light mod. I'm using global reach mainly because I'm using a Warmine cell I call it hand cannon, and if you guys haven't seen the video about this hand cannon, I'll make sure to drop it somewhere on top, and hopefully you take a look at that. So the whole build is mainly to allow me to maintain ad control by chucking and freezing everything in the area as often as possible. The reason why I made this build was to essentially help in GMs when there's like constant wave of ads. It allows me to essentially help my team by maintaining ad control, because in terms of the current GMs that you'll probably use this in, I will say you're probably gonna need this in terms of like Fallen Saber. Obviously you can also use like Titan Shield, but it depends what your team is able to do. Fallen Saber, this build would be awesome at. It is also great in terms of like the Warden of Nothing. I mainly made this build for the inside terminus in terms of like controlling the ad control in both the first room that you got to and the boss room, especially when you're doing those plates. This allows you to essentially just maintain ad control at all times. And on top of my grenades, you also have your super that will allow you to just freeze everything and kill everything in the area without risking much of anything, to be honest. So hopefully this build does help you out in whatever GMs or activity you feel you want to use this at. And I will also add a mini clip to show this build in action. I'll go to a Nightfall and just show you like what it can do essentially. So hopefully you enjoyed the video, and I shall see you guys in the next one.
no Tabasco. But I'm so stuck, that's a fact, yo. And if you think I'm frontin', you can run it back, yo. Go run it back. You know that I run it.